to Immersed TV.
A night of music, chat, documentaries, highlights and special programming to celebrate this year's Immersed Festival in partnership with the University of South Wales and BBC Radio 6 Music Festival. I'm your host Ellis Williams.
And I'm your host Zoe Coleman.
And I'm your host Chris Stonage. So sit back, relax and enjoy Immersed TV.
Hear the music in your ears, trapped in the jungle here. Feel immersed tonight, stay up till the morning light. Come on over to the tram shed, or go home and go back to bed. Feel immersed tonight, feel immersed tonight. Immersed for the music, immersed for the planet, immersed for the future.
This year's Immersed Festival is taking place in a number of venues, including Tramshed and Culture Lab.
And it was the Tramshed's turn to host proceedings last night, and we got to have a behind-the-scenes look at what was going down. Next up is the first of a series of performances at the Tramshed that we'll be sharing throughout this evening.
Well, that's class. I like it.
And the first of these performances comes courtesy of Minas.
Yes, I'm Minas. Welcome to Immersed TV.
Okay, James. Welcome to Immersed TV. Thank you very much for agreeing to be interviewed, and we're really looking forward to your performance on the 29th at the Tramshed. I've heard great things about you. I've never seen you live, so I'm really looking forward to that. So let's talk about, your roots, where you come from, because I know you come from Greek heritage. So how come you ended up in Wales as a young man?
Family just moved over. I think, yeah, they always had family in Cardiff and stuff. We, as far as I'm aware, were in Greece temporarily when I was born, because my mum was, I think, they got a job out there for the summer or something like that. So it wasn't the most planned thing, but I get to say I was born in Athens now, which is pretty cool, I guess.
How does that affected you, having that Greek heritage, but growing up as maybe a bit of an outsider in Wales? How did that feel?
I normally just say when I'm asked that, it was like sometimes like I was not Welsh enough to be Welsh, not Greek enough to be Greek.
Right.
So it was kind of finding my own meaning in that, really, and just kind of being comfortable being like a bit of an outsider, I guess. Was
music a kind of release from that, or a way of kind of losing yourself a little bit initially?
Yeah, I guess so. I was speaking to someone the other day, and I was having one of those days where I was like, I don't know if I can do music anymore. I'm going to give up. It's not working anymore. And they were like, you didn't choose to do music. You just did music. So it's kind of like tough luck, really. So yeah, I'm not sure the reason why. It just kind of, as long as I can remember, that's kind of what made sense to me the most.
Right. Because I know you've had a classical training in music.
Yeah.
So what was the point when you went from being fan to wanting to be a music maker? What was the catalyst, would you say, for that?
I think it happened quite early on. I'd listened to songs and started writing the lyrics down, and then I got this keyboard we had handed to us. I had like a little 5-track recorder in it, and I just got carried away with that then, and just like would listen to songs, try and copy the songs, and then do this and that, and then started writing my own stuff then before I knew it. That would have been 8, something like that.
Wow.
Maybe.
That's early.
Yeah.
Interesting. So fast forward to Minas, the producer. Now you're a very, very prolific producer. You work with lots of great people locally. The Honest Poet, you've worked with Vox Club, you've worked with Mace the Great, who's one of the artists that's playing at Immersed this year, which we're really excited about as well. What's your producer philosophy? What's the thing that makes you want to collaborate with a different artist?
I think it's a mix of like the challenge, but also I get to get deep into another genre. I think it's always what I want to do, is find out what makes that genre what it is. But also just like getting to meet someone and learn about them through music. It's just like quite a pure experience, I'd say. And it always pushes me further to like try new things to fit what they envision. I've never been able to listen to one type or stick with one type of music or anything like that. So it was more just as a way to stop me sort of going mad in one thing, I guess. Yeah, I just find things that I can really enjoy in every genre. I think it's only opera that I've struggled with recently, but I'm still trying.
So let's talk about Minas the producer morphing into Minas the recording artist. What do you think was the catalyst?
I kind of fell into production. It was always meant to be, I was always, like when I was a kid, it was always like, I'm going to perform, be watching like Prodigy live or whatever, and I'd be like, I want to be Keith or something like that. But obviously as you get older, you start realising like you need to make money to live and stuff. And I just kind of looked at what I could do, and I started realising there's because of all the different genres I've tried out and learned about, I could probably offer quite a lot of services in that. So I kind of just built it from there and became quite passionate about, found how much I enjoyed it. So the artist thing was on hold for a while, just because I wasn't thinking about it. I think that before that I was doing house music, and then went into production from there. And I thought, well, that's my artist thing that like, it wasn't for me. And then I guess as the years went on, I had more and more stuff I felt like I wanted to talk about, and I didn't know how, and couldn't put it into, because I'd always say to myself, oh, it's fine, I'm expressing it through the instrumental or whatever. But after a while, it's just like you can't get everything out without words. So then I started writing bits on my own and wondering what kind of music they could go over. And then it just slowly turned into what it is now, I guess.
I know you're kind of working in a band format a little bit now, and how different is that from your sort of producer role when it comes to the writing process? What's the genesis of a Minas piece of music? How does it come about?
It can be a lot of different ways, but I write lyrics like paragraphs. So if I'm on a bus or a train or whatever, or even just walking around on my phone, if I like think of something like, oh, I haven't written about that massively yet, or if a line comes into my head, I'll just write. It's almost like a free writing thing. And then I'll meet with the band and we'll come up with something simple, and then I'll try and slot them in. But other times we've written something and I have to write to it from there. I think it's the fact that it varies so much in that way is why the songs are so different. It's not like one sound on everything.
Amazing. Well, listen, thanks very much for talking to Immersed TV, James. And we're really looking forward to your performance on the 29th. I know you're going to smash it, so thank you very much.
Kicking off online. I was at the protest for them, shouting shit about the progress for them. Pigs around, still they have a small head. Now there's a shit thing. I was never this bad. Such pigs around the house. Never follow all over my eyes. Tip it, go. In a life I do you me in crime. Life's not political, I used to put my time. I can't write out the rhythm, cause nobody is fine. Who's left to break down in a line? Fuck you. UK's taking a piss. I got 3 mates with kids still stuck in the shit. Couple boys in the weight, them cheap tinnies when I'd rather scramble for pennies. Flag on the white ace, please, mate. Tell me we're red if that's okay. I'll wait in my mug of a 5. We lost our ID fighting for our lives with our 18, no lie. Good times. Get birds in my jacket, stay on my mates, but the room was stimming. Like it's causing my dad and he's fuming. But I can't be fucked for the hassle I'm snoozing. And I was years back, still as pissed off now as I was back then, straight now. Our countries are lying, knows themselves are all active, sick of the madness, losing charge round here. It's boiling but rains down for kind of weather is this. Are you okay, UK? Are you okay, UK? UK's taking a piss. I wrote this song about the future, and I don't know how to drop a wire, still be trying to. Thank you so much.
How wonderful was that?
It was just a brilliant performance from Minas there.
You're not wrong there, but it was certainly young, hip and full of dip.
Now we'd like to take this time to thank some people who were involved in Immersed Festival this year.
Of course, Immersed Festival would be absolutely nothing without its sponsors, and this year it's gone bigger and better with the involvement of the BBC Radio 6 Music Fringe Festival.
Well, that's right. This festival would really never have happened if it wasn't for our partners at Buzz Magazine, Orchard Live, Libertino Records, the Tram Shed and Culture Lab.
And let's not forget to thank Cardiff Council for all of their hard work and support too.
And let's not forget that we're raising money for a really important cause, the amazing charity that is the Teenage Cancer Trust.
As well as working with Music Declares Emergency on promoting their vital message of sustainability and the music industry.
Absolute legends. And next up, we have Immersed Conversed.
This was a very special chat show where we would select a couple of student bands and they would talk about their music, being a musician in Cardiff, and what sustainability, which is this year's Immersed theme, means to them.
And I heard the presenters on this one are pretty cool. Hello and welcome to Immersed Conversed. On this show we'll be talking to Mount Ples about their music, the festival itself and how it feels to be a musician in Cardiff, the city of music. I'm your host Ellis Williams.
And I'm also your host Zoe Coleman. So guys, welcome to Immersed Conversed. Would you be able to introduce yourselves and the band?
I'm Joe and I play bass in Mount Ples. I'm Jack. I play drums in Mount Players.
I'm Luke, and I play guitar in Mount Players.
So what inspired you to be a band in Cardiff?
Well, there's an already pretty established scene. I mean, a lot of like people we know sort of played there. People like the Pitchforks,
And the Rivers.
Rivers,
Shout out Evan Rowe.
Gallagate. There's just already a pretty established scene. I mean, obviously people like Al Moses back in the day, good fun.
CVC.
Yeah.
Class.
So yeah, just seeing a lot of people like that, we were sort of like, well, why can't we jump in with them?
Happy days.
So what is your favourite venue to perform in Cardiff, or what's one that you really wish that you could perform in?
I like the Globe. Last gig,
fun.
Yeah. Last gig going off, we supported a Guns N' Roses tribute band. That went really well. That was a really good one to end off for us. And then of course COVID happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like the Globe.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Fair. So would you say that COVID has impacted your band at all, like in any ways?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Because we started way before COVID, and because we couldn't gig, it was just a big 2-year gap where it was just nothing for gigs. Like,
Yeah.
Must have been unlucky.
big struggle.
Yeah.
So if you guys wanted to be compared to any band or artist in the world, dead or alive, what would you want to be compared to?
Well, there's a few in there because we all have our own different.
Yeah, all of us got different inspirations, like very varying inspirations and
So
stuff.
we like a lot of older stuff like The Who, The Beatles, but we also like stuff like Arctic Monkeys, The Kooks, and Strokes.
Oh, good band.
I don't like Strokes.
So who do you say is your favourite band then, collectively, if I had to pick one?
Collectively between us, I don't know.
Evan Rowe.
River's pretty good.
Yeah, Rivers are good. They're good tracks. Nice lyrics.
Would you guys say, like, when you're performing, do you ever get like stage fright or anxiety, and what do you do to like overcome that?
All the time.
Yeah.
Before every show, I think me and you mostly.
No, they're the worst for it.
Yeah, me and him, drum and bass, we are the worst. So normally I'll just have like a few double Jack and Cokes before I go on. Maybe something sneaky in the toilet. No, I'm joking. But no, yeah, I'll honestly just have a few drinks before I go on, and that'll normally take the edge off. Like, and normally I'll have a few on stage as well. But yeah, by the end of it, I'm a bit wonky, like. But
you just literally just start drinking, and you just don't stop until you leave the venue.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I remember when we played in North Wales, and I was literally
spewing.
I was like heaving over the toilet for like at least half hour before we went on. I hated it. I was green.
Where did you play in North Wales?
Bangor, innit?
Yeah.
The university in Bangor.
Yeah, back in the old.
That
was literally like our first gig, wasn't it?
That was our first gig, and it was like in a nice auditorium as well. Scary, really scary.
Yeah.
So from that then, where would you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years? Oh, I don't know, it's a stretch.
Hopefully bigger venues.
So I can't help but notice your band name is quite peculiar. So what was the thought process in choosing this band's name?
Well, Ellis, our singer,
not that one.
From definitely not that one.
Definitely.
He's from Mountain Ash, and his local is the Mount Pleasant Hotel.
It's tapped in there. It's so tapped in there. It's good. It's so fun.
It is a very nice place.
It's
very pleasant.
Do you guys have like any musical dislikes in terms of when you're creating music and that sort of thing? What's like one of the jobs that you're like, oh, can't be asked, don't want to do this?
Setting everything up.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
making sure everything's working.
Yeah.
Metronomes.
Oh,
they're a pain in the ass.
Just trying to listen to them. Can keep in time, but it's just
yeah. We'll try to set them up.
Okay. Well, what would you say sustainability means to you and your band?
I mean, it's a big part of us, you know. We always try and do our bit, you know, because I'm the only one that drives. Yeah. So we all just share in my car, like.
Yeah.
He drives a few miles to pick me up. Lovely boy.
To be fair.
And we drive down to Jack's.
Yeah.
After, you know, he's always trekking out in his car after us, like.
Doing lifts later, let me know.
Would you feel confident that the music industry is striving to do its best in terms of sustainability, or do you reckon that more can be done?
Venue buses, do you know how cool that would be? venues, yeah, and they go to certain bus stops where all the band can meet, and they take them to the venue.
Not just the band though, like people that go into it as well.
Oh yeah, like,
Dedicated
Like the
bus.
big green bus. Like you can get that to some festivals, can't you?
yeah, that'd be a cool idea.
I like it.
That's pretty cool. Let's try that.
When I was watching that, I saw your brain go.
That's just his hair.
Yeah.
Do you have any other exciting gigs planned ahead apart from Immersed stuff?
We're looking into it.
Yeah. So the answer is no, but
Nothing official, but expect some announcements soon.
Yeah.
Big things coming soon.
No,
Is there any bands that are Immersed you're looking forward to see, or any acts?
Mace.
On our date, definitely like Mace the Great.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you want
looking
to have a
forward to it.
browse? Got a little poster here?
Yeah, I can't think of
Go
one.
on
off the top of
then,
my head.
guys. Have a gander. One each if you like. Here we are.
Oh, Ophelia Lark. I heard.
Yeah,
I heard,
100%.
she got some good tunes. Like.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Jack, what are you saying, bud?
So
Yasmin and the Euphoria.
Oh, and Nash. I'm looking forward to seeing Nash as well.
Yeah.
On our date. But I'm also looking forward to in the Culture Lab. Tailgate.
Yeah, Black Elvis as well.
Nigel. I've heard some very good things about Nigel.
Joe, you quiet, but
I don't know any of these people. I'm not gonna lie.
No, we supported Slug.
Black Elvis bassist is really good.
Black Elvis then.
Yeah, he's really good.
And the name Terrapins caught my eye, so I'm going to say Terrapins.
fair. I like it.
Oh, Slug, yeah.
Oh yeah, we played with them. They're good.
Yeah, we supported him.
Well, for you then, this might be a time for you to discover loads of cool new bands.
Exactly.
Yeah. And meet some old ones that we haven't seen for a while.
If you could perform at any festival, minus Immersed, we know it's cracking, but anything else, where would you like to perform?
Ooh, Reading would be fun.
Reading.
I think.
Yeah.
Reading, obviously, well, Glasgow's the biggest one, isn't it? But that's not happening.
Reading.
Reading's like a good starting point.
Yeah.
Work your way up, you'll be fine. I remember watching churches on the support, like the, what's it called? Glasgow supporting act. And then a few years later,
Look at them, yeah.
big
Oh, we
East,
do
innit?
Reading proud, we would.
Yeah, there's churches
Awesome
everywhere
anthems.
these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know we talked about meal deals earlier when we bought at Tesco's. What is your meal deal?
Oh yeah.
Right. Hoisin duck wrap. Monster Munch pickled onion. And either a Pepsi Max or a Dr. Pepper.
Did all. Jack, what are you saying?
Chicken and bacon sub.
And?
Still got two left to go.
What
Yeah?
do you go for? Do you go for fruit or?
Nah, fruit.
Like, not what you'd have right now, but what you usually have.
I don't know. I don't really have a usual. I go in and go, oh, what's new? What haven't I tried?
Do you like the plant chef stuff? Like the falafel and that?
Do you know what? The spices used in falafels freak me out, and they're always quite dry, so I'm not a big fan.
It's not that spicy because it's like mango.
No, not spices, and the spices, like the flavours and that they
Like
use.
onion.
Yeah.
all the powder they put in is not for me.
So you've only got one thing.
He doesn't like meal deals.
No,
that's
it's
just
not
put it
no.
in.
Beef hula hoops are nice.
That's a bold statement. That is.
Oh, they're cracking. I do
Do
like
you reckon?
I think that's wild. I wouldn't bother.
What about drink?
Yeah, what would
Oh, those. Do you know those Purdy drinks? Have you seen them?
Nah.
You have?
Have I?
Yeah.
When?
They're
What are you
like
asking him then if he
they're like they're like silver like glass bottles, and they're like it's like all like fruit and that. They're nice. They're nice.
Yeah, what's yours, Joe?
Or water.
Joe, what are you saying?
I like the chicken and mustard pasta with some refrigerators. You chuck them in, mix them together.
I never thought of that.
And the blue refrigerators, not the yellow ones, the Southern Fried,
Yeah.
And then a bottle of water, or I'll have like a blueberry naked smoothie.
Bottle of water, that's
and
just
wait,
weak.
and wait until like an hour after I've eaten, and then I'll have that.
The
And
naked-
I'm
I'm saying you don't put the smoothie in the pasta as well as a refrigerator, do you?
to try it out.
Stir it up like
Quite a
soup.
nutritious dinner, that's not bad.
Elf left, isn't he?
I try my best.
You want to see arms now? Get your arms up.
Oh, it's for another time. but-
Right, moving on from performing at venues, what's your favourite venue in Cardiff to attend? If you're going to a good old gig, what do you love?
I love going to the Moon.
Yeah.
The Moon's really good.
I like the low ceiling.
Yeah, the only thing about that is the pole. There's like this one pole.
Oh yeah.
It just blocks you when you're moshing.
Yeah. or you get thrown into it and you wrap around it.
Joe, what are you
That's a
saying?
pain.
The Moon, yeah.
The Moon.
I like the Moon as well, yeah.
What's the last concert you guys attended at the Moon?
I don't remember.
I don't know. it's
I
going
genuinely
back.
don't remember.
I don't know if I can, yeah, no, I can remember. I can't remember, no.
Are you looking to change your image at any point after you've released this single, or like change your style into anything, you know? Change, just develop as a band?
Yeah,
Are you
nothing
looking to
too
grow?
drastic, you know, just a natural, there'll be a natural change, won't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to buy more clothes, better clothes.
Nice.
I'm going to
Yeah.
Bershka with Jack soon. He's going to style me in Bershka.
Good job.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
What genre tunes are you guys releasing at the Mo?
What genre?
It's like indie.
I
with
don't know.
A bit of post-punk in it.
I don't know, because Tez's is quite, I'd say it's more punky.
It is
It's
punky.
flying.
Oh yeah, the first singles are just pumping like.
Is it a long song, short song?
Oh no, it's very short because you want it to be, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Nice little
That's what I
teaser.
wrote.
Yeah.
It is a teaser for what's to come.
I like it. Happy days.
So unfortunately, guys, that is all we have time for today. But we do look forward to seeing you performing at the Tram Shed for Immersed Festival on the 29th. So once again, I have been your host, Zoe Coleman.
And I've been your host, Ellis Williams, and this has been Immersed Conversed.
And here to play us out is Mount Players.
I know for the next song, we never really tried this before. It's the first time ever doing this. This song and just doing this. Please welcome to the stage, the BFG. Aye, aye.
Shoot the message on, string them on. She's a 10 plus 10, not enough. Mixed messages, wires crossed. Marry me, what you got too much? Toothbrush and socks. Parents meet in Mayfair, couple dogs. We going walks, she never talk. I pull my hat out, she laps up my blood. Do you like double vision? How races like supercar. 2 drinks, the room spinning. Zebedee, you're the ace of heart. High society, keep killing. Warranty, I don't like you enough. Walk me on your private Finsta. You got mother chicken bed with I. Nicotine, can't quit it. 2's off, 2's down. You stub it out before I finish. On my arm and I scream out loud. Nicotine, can't quit it. 2's off, 2's down. You stub it out before I finish. On my arm and I scream. Don't mind let me in the door. Spend all my money, you ain't getting no more wages. So sir, are you sure? Sure I'm not a mock, you could drag across the floor inside shell shop. Standing with the guys, your man, staring my ripple. No please, no thanks, want a drink, I'm alright. Beer goggles on, pull the world, now I'm blind. Here is dead, I can see, you made me melt, son, I scream. Through la veil, soft to the touch. You wear a penance like you're sent from up above. Red man getting carried out of the club. For something, Harry sit outside, waiting where you gone. Beer goggles, so la 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 la. They can see, can't quit it. Two's up, two's down. You stub it out before I finish. On my arm and you scream out wow. Nicotine, can't quit it. Two's up, two's down. Stub it out before I finish. On my arm, scream out wow. Let me in the door. Yo, fuck these guys, listen to Spitwood. Listen to Spitwood.
Thank you so much, bud. Cheers. Well, his name's Jack. I met him in the smoking area just now. Seems like a nice guy. Lovely boy.
The Cardiff music scene could feel like one big house party at times.
Die-hard fans. Yeah. The fans go crazy.
The surge is happening right across Wales. The world's eyes are on Cardiff. The world's eyes are on Wales.
I think it's quite cool that, in Cardiff we've got loads of bands mixing together, in different languages and stuff.
Cardiff, a wonderful city, jam-packed with exciting and unique music venues, catering to all tastes and genres. There's certainly something for everyone in Cardiff.
But all of that is easier said than done.
And that being said, the Immersed TV team have put together a venue guide to help you find your niche.
The Moon Club is like one of the burgeoning hearts of the Cardiff live music community, revived in 2017 by the community. It really is all that's singing and dancing about the grassroots live music scene in the city.
Got that sweaty, kind of grungy, underground feel to it, and it can be quite intimate. Also, going to watch gigs there is class.
Because on any given night, it's a stage for any given person, and I love that.
I also like the smaller gigs though, because of the energy, man. It's just so different in those small rooms, dude.
So call me in the morning when your head's been sorry, and we can do it again.
Feel dedicated, our fellow metal friends, our fellow rockers.
Oh, metal is my thing, so Fuel is my go-to for new stuff. There are some amazing shows there during the Fringe. Aronson with Daybreaker on the Wednesday night will be a really, really great show.
There's a certain like camaraderie in metal music, you know. There's always a real appreciation for artists starting out. It's a global sensation, Field Rock Club. They're selling merch to places like Brazil and America, and the dedication to being, you know, Cardiff's metal bar is awesome, you know, because it gives metal artists a place to play and a place to congregate.
Especially, you know, as Pavo Welsh language band and like, you know, a keen Welsh speaker and stuff. Obviously, Clwb Ifor Bach has my heart.
I mean, what can you say? It's an institution. It's been going since the mid-80s, Clwb Ifor Bach.
So many of my really kind of good, amazing memories of watching gigs in Cardiff have been there.
I think clubs are my favourite venue to watch gigs in. You know, you've got the bottom floor, top floor, different sized venues, but such like electric atmospheres in there and stuff.
You know, the mural is a tourist attraction in itself, even if you never even walk in the building, you know?
I'd say my favourite one is probably fucking Clwb Ifor Bach, because it's just like only the facility, the great and all that sort of stuff. My professional favourite is Clwb Ifor Bach.
You know, like for me, there's nothing better than being in a crowd watching a band play like a packed out set at club. It's just brilliant.
Gigs going on left, right and centre with a DJ set in the middle floor. I love Clwb Ifor Bach's dedication to the Welsh language through, you know, the work they do with Tavoil, and for a Welsh language band that lives in Aberaeron or you know, Dolgellau or anything, this is like the pinnacle, like, you know, this is like the almighty place that, you know, a band from that area needs to play. So we'd be lost without it, you know, and it really is the centerpiece of a beautiful music landscape that we've got in the city centre. So.
Yeah, so a little bit about Tiny Rebel. We're a grassroots live music venue, and we've been hosting live music for about 5 years now. We're a micro venue, so it's 85 capacity space.
We did see Bandicoot up in Tiny Rebel upstairs as well. There's no stage, so you're like right on, right fucking face to face with that bass player gets in your face. What's his name? Kieran.
Yeah, shout out Kieran.
Shout out Kieran.
Big backflip off stage, remember?
Yeah, proud man. Good sideburns as well.
Brewery is based out of Rogerstone in Newport, so it's all sort of like a Welsh independent business, which is cool when other live music venues and independent bars and stuff in town, and well, throughout the UK really, since like COVID and Brexit and all that have closed. It's nice to see like a company which is doing well, it's flourishing. Yeah.
Tramshed is new kid on the block. I mean, it's been going since 2016. A really amazing relationship with the local community of Grangetown, but also works with students and universities.
Yeah. Tramshed's cool. I like the big stage, and because obviously there's 6 of us. There's not that many big stages in Cardiff, and we get to stretch our legs in Tramshed.
Some awesome people have played Tramshed, which is only like 1,000 caps. So again, it's got that intimacy, but like, you know, seeing like Billy Talent or Laura Marling or all these different kinds of artists who are huge. You'd see thousands upon thousands of people watching these artists at like festivals, getting the opportunity to see those in like, you know, with like 900 other people is just like, it's a bit surreal, really. wow, where do we even begin with Culture Lab? Culture Lab's like a world inside a world inside a world. It is like Inception. Amazing spot, run by like really forward-thinking and trailblazing installation artists. Where do we start? It's like got a 360-degree immersive visual dome. It's mind-blowing. It's an amalgamation of audio and visual in just a way that you just, it's very, very like envelope pushing. And it is in Penarth Road, which is, you know, is more than a stone's throw away from the city centre, but it is worth the Uber fee alone. Porters is just like, it's multidisciplinary. Like it's so like amazing to have a stage that artists can perform on with theatre lighting, but then you turn around and there's like an actual theatre. It's just so bizarre. Like it's a theatre and a gig space, and they have lots of art exhibitions there. What a space! What an incredible space!
I absolutely love Porters. I love seeing shows in Porters. There's an intimacy about that venue which all small venues have, but there's something really special about the layout of Porters and the way it looks, and you just feel so close to it.
We're punks and are being youthful.
Grassroots venues, that's what you get. You get to really feel the music, and you know, there's not a bad choice amongst them.
Also Porters, we've got to give a shout out to Porters.
They got Porters.
Popping off at the moment.
Yeah.
Cute to get in the other night.
I was waiting in there for half an hour.
Yeah.
There's a lot of contention around the future of that place. All I say to people that are watching this right now is get into it and enjoy it, because we don't know how long it's going to be around for, and the best thing you can do is get out there, enjoy it, and look after the really hard-working people that keep putting things together on in there. Cardiff Students' Union has been in operation before my time. The stories that it holds within those walls, the things that have happened there, people that have played there, an extraordinary place. It's a pinnacle. Like when an artist is looking at what is going on in the city, these places are top hitters, because not only what they offer now, but what they've offered for so long has been so good that they've just built, you know, an empire really. And I think that that's what Cardiff Students' Union have done. You know, they've built such a special relationship up with gig goers, not just locally, but right across the UK. The Globe is such an amazing music venue. It used to be a cinema that used to go right up to the bottom of Wellfield Road. Because it's on the touring circuit, you do tend to see like lots of really awesome touring bands playing there.
Stomping on it till I'm gone with it, out for the kill. It's a thrill for me, and I'm just waiting for the break.
Globe's class. I like the space. I like how it's got like an upstairs. It gives you like two views. You know, you could be the guy at the front who's mosh pitting and going mad, or you can be that person at the top overlooking everyone. Feels like it gives you that option, like depending on how you want to view the gig. You know, it helps that I've seen some great like bands in the Globe as well. Some good acts.
It takes me to get you off the general. It's never satisfied or full enough of killing this shit. Billing it quick, just listen in it.
I do really enjoy the Globe though as well. Like the Globe stage is wicked, and every time I played there, the sound is always really good as well.
Yeah.
I think that's
the
just
Globe is
important.
underrated. I think.
Yeah.
So it's not like in the centre of town.
Yeah.
So it kind of gets like brushed past a lot of the time. You know what I mean? But it's one of the best, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's got a good name as well.
Yeah, the Globe.
It's too cold. Blood channeling through my veins when I express. Take a stand, speak.
The Motor Point Arena it's an interesting venue, you know. It's very Marmitey, but equally, I wouldn't see a city without it. You know, it is, you know, it holds its weight as like an old section of Cardiff. You know, it was opened in the mid-80s by Shirley Bassey, and it has just like a real lick of old Cardiff about it. You know, and in a city that is very fast progressing, to have things that have stayed is really important. The Motor Point, for that reason, is, you know, a really important part to the capital city.
Hi, my name's Emma Clark and I'm the publisher of Buzz Magazine and director of Buzz Culture, and I started Buzz Magazine 30 years ago when I was 21.
So I'm Connor Couples, I work for Orchard Live. I am operations manager and one of the promoters / bookers.
Yeah, hi, so I'm Dave Ball. I'm the sector development manager for music at Creative Wales.
Buzz is essentially a listings, entertainment, cultural guide, so we cover a variety of areas. For example, we do book reviews, film reviews, music reviews, previews. We also interview comedies, comedians, and we also look at introducing lots of environmental and sustainable issues, things that are important to Wales and people that live in Wales. Over the years, it's grown to become a digital content provider as well. So we still produce the printed version, which is a monthly free What's On culture guide, and we also do online content and digital content for clients, for ourselves, make videos, make documentaries. And we also recently launched Buzz Culture, which is a learning program for 18 to 30-year-olds looking to get into the creative and cultural skills, and it covers everything from how to set up a business, how to set up a bank account, how to network, and we introduce the students to our clients, so we're in the middle and we facilitate this networking opportunity. Buzz Culture was set up as a need we felt for the creative and cultural skills. There's a definite lack of skills going into the industry. We found as an employer that when students come to us, it's great that they've been through the university process, but the actual day-to-day running and being involved in small business is very different. So it needs additional skills.
So Orchard, we are the biggest independent promoter in Wales. So we do shows from 100 capacity up to 20,000 capacity. This year, we're privileged enough to work with the likes of Diana Ross, Dermot Kennedy, Brian Adams, but also doing shows across Wales with artists like John Owen Jones. So we do shows basically across Pan Wales, but also into Telford, Bath, Widnes as well. From my side, it's a really great opportunity to be able to partner with Immersed to help develop new talent and fresh talent in Wales. There's a bit of a talent kind of gap at the moment in the industry, so we really need some fresh new talent coming through, and just to be able to spend a few hours every couple of weeks to help bring those new talent through is a huge plus for me, and what's a couple of hours to help develop that talent.
Creative Wales is a internal agency within Welsh Government, which basically means we're part of Welsh Government, but we have our own branding and our own sort of profile. What we do is work with the creative industries and the creative sector right the way across Wales, across all of the elements of the industry. So film and TV, digital media, everything through fashion, publishing, architecture, and of course music, which is where I sit. And within that, we work with venues, artists, recording labels, management, studios, everything you can think of really. Whoever needs the help within it, we'll try and do something to help them. So it really depends which bit we're looking after. So over the last couple of years, obviously with COVID closing things down, we've done a lot of work with the bricks and mortar bit of the industry, if you like. So venues, rehearsal spaces, recording studios. There's been more than 7 million spent from Welsh Government to help keep those places open, to make sure they can carry on. Anything we can do to help people, whether that's passing them on to other people who can help them better than we can, or whether that's finding something and creating something new ourselves to be able to give people what they need to be able to help. We try and be led by the industry and listen to what people tell us they need, and as much as we can provide that for them. I mean, one of the really amazing things that we got to see during the COVID recovery process was that, you know, across the whole of Wales, we didn't lose a single venue as a result of COVID.
How we all doing? Okay. We gotta breathe through this. All right. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to party hard tonight. This one's from The Pursuit. All right. I'm gonna need the energy though. Yeah? Is that okay? I'm gonna need the energy though. Is that okay? All right. Yo, no, you can't run this shit. It's so sus. I don't mix or discuss. Not many people I trust. On your feet when I talk. This life cannot be bought. Man, I handle the chore. So the what will you walk? I think I would agree. Oh, is it not me? I don't use these degrees. But now pass me the fee. Oh Lord, give me a sign. Like Dr. Harvard, no climb. What you Google that? I'll just sit on. I'm about in the courts, but what I need was these thoughts. Hey, I do not endorse. Peace, I'll take that by force. Oh, haven't you heard? But to give you a word, cause these lies are all blurred. Here I am, every word. Yo. Cardiff. There's not enough movement yet. And I just found my sunglasses, so it's on. Yeah. Cool.
You all night, fine ass fella. You can come save me from water that's touching my feet, even though I can swim, babe. While you've been walking on the other side, I've been over here fantasizing. We only talk behind these walls, cause when we leave, it's complicated. You make me feel I can open up to living this life so carefree. Enough of that soppy shh, please. I'm so special to the T, and I've spoken to my girls about you. They know you are the center of my world. Betty is questioning the things that I do. Kizzy is telling me go push through. Drea is saying sis never trust a man. My father says you are an empress, remember that. My mom says whoa, God has a plan. But I don't see my man. Fine ass fella, pretty brown sugar to me. I'll put you in my chamomile tea and sip you all night. Fine ass fella, you can come save me, yeah, from water that's touching my feet, even though I can swim, babe, swim. You can come save me, sip you
boy.
You have cancer. 3 devastating words. And this year, 178 young people in Wales will receive a cancer diagnosis. Cancer throws young people's lives into chaos. It leaves them feeling isolated, out of control, and alone. Teenage Cancer Trust provides specialist support to ensure that they go through that cancer journey with somebody by their side. Before Teenage Cancer Trust, there was no age specialist support for young people with a cancer diagnosis. So those under the age of 18 would be treated on a paediatric ward with Peppa Pig and Fireman Sam. And those over 18 could be treated on a ward with people old enough to be their grandparents. With Teenage Cancer Trust, we ensure that we meet all the needs of young people going through their cancer journey and ensuring that they have the practical and emotional support that they need. Cancer's devastating. Things that we often take for granted, like going out with friends, booking holidays, going to university, our exams, those things are put on hold for young people with cancer. Often they can be put on hold for years at a time as they go through treatment, which can be grueling. As a charity, we ensure that they have access to all the things that they should have as young people. Teenage Cancer Trust is there from the moment of diagnosis. From the moment that they hear, you have cancer, Teenage Cancer Trust is by their side. We ensure that they have specialist support from that very moment, all the way through treatment and beyond. Because cancer doesn't stop with the ringing of bell. Those effects of the treatment can last for years and years after, so we ensure that we're there to support them all the way through. So Teenage Cancer Trust is funded completely by donations. We don't receive any statutory funding. So all the funds raised by our supporters goes directly to supporting young people. In Wales, we have our primary care unit located at the Heath in Cardiff, which supports young people from across South Wales and ensures that they have access to treatment. Later in 2022, we're also launching our outreach programme, which means that young people across South Wales will be able to access treatment in their own home. So the funds raised through events such as Immersed Festival means that we can provide specialist support to young people either at the unit or in their community and potentially even in their home. At the unit, we have our clinical lead nurse who oversees the kind of day-to-day running of the ward. And we have our youth support coordinators whose role essentially is to ensure the well-being of young people. Going through a cancer journey can be such a devastating time, and the emotional well-being is just as important as the physical well-being. So they will organise activities and workshops and ensure that the young people's mental and physical well-being is taken care of. Working for Teenage Cancer Trust can be extremely challenging because we meet not only young people but families when they're at their most vulnerable. And whilst cancer in young people has an 80% recovery rate, there are a lot of families that we meet who are bereaved and a lot of young people who don't recover from their cancer journey. And it's our role to ensure that no matter what the outcome is, that we are there to support them and they feel that they have a kind of shoulder to cry on and a friend in us.
Hello, so I am Bronwyn Evans and I am the Sustainability Management Officer at the Immersed Festival 2022. The theme for this year was sustainability. Social change comes from the individual. We need to get people passionate about the environment before we are able to make political change. One of the things we are choosing to do this year to help the environment is holding an upcycling workshop. Students will be able to bring old broken shoes, t-shirts with holes in them, things like that. Anything really that is broken that can be fixed. In terms of merchandise for Immersed, we are going on a charity shopping spree and buying lots of different charity shop clothes, which we then take to the event. People that attend the festival will be able to pick them off the rail and then get them branded with the Immersed logo there and then. It means that people aren't buying fast fashion, they are not consuming new material.
I'm Lewis Jameson. I'm one of the co-founders of Music Declares Emergency, which is a charity that was launched in 2019, in July of 2019, to use music, or to work with music, both the music industry and artists, to raise awareness and call for urgent action in response to the climate emergency. And we decided essentially that there were two things that we were interested in doing. One was to work with the music industry on the nuts and bolts of them being more sustainable. And then on the other side, the thing that we do a lot of, and we've always done a lot of, is working with artists who want to speak out, to help them speak out, to help them talk to their audiences and their fans and use their position and their power in a positive way to get climate action on the agenda. Because our belief is that without huge public support for climate action, we're not going to get the action we need to solve the problem. There needs to be pressure continually on the people who hold the levers of power and hold the levers that can change things to do more faster. And that's kind of where the artists come in. I think the most kind of prescient thing that's ever been said to me was said to me by Alison Tickle, who runs Julie's Bicycle. And she said to me a long time ago, the beauty of art is that it can take really complex ideas and make them really simple. And that's it in a nutshell. You know, an artist can take the subject of climate change and they can reduce it back to a human, intelligible place through song. And they can touch a part of us that bypasses all that kind of rationality and that kind of this human desire to pick things apart and go, oh, but, you know, and just hit something much more primal within us. They can influence our behavior. They can make us think. They can make us consider. They can make us feel in ways that definitely politicians can. Even the most, you know, kind of forward-thinking, the most inspiring politicians can really touch us like artists can. And then the other thing, of course, is that artists create communities, and the artist communities are places where those conversations about climate can happen, you know, in ways that they couldn't happen in the general public, in ways that they just don't happen in day-to-day life. There are certain things that the music industry has done and to a degree continues to do that are just indefensible, really. And top of that list is extraneous travel. There are really practical things like looking at new ways of making vinyl. And there are lots of new prototypes for vinyl, one of which we're talking to at the moment, which uses a kind of, I can't remember where it comes from, coconut-based or is a vegetable-based kind of polymer, so that it's not oil-based, essentially. Packaging, all those kind of things. Power, but then there's things you don't think about, like finance. So, you know, the big organizations in the music industry have big finance and they have big pensions, and not having your pension provider be somebody who gives or invests in fossil fuels is a really simple way to do it, because it cuts off the finance that perpetuates the fossil fuel industry. A music industry that is sustainable in, say, 10 years, which is achievable, is one that firstly is a net zero, is not contributing emissions to the world, is not making the world a worse place, but is also kind of a lodestar for an example of how business can be not just practically sustainable, but morally sustainable as well. But nonetheless, the artist sets the tone. And of course, most artists, when they start out, are not as powerful as the ones that are successful. You end up with someone like Billie Eilish, who has Reverb working on her world tour, working to radically drop the footprint of the tour in every way possible, thinking about everything from water refill stations to routing, to power, to alternative power sources, to kind of sourcing local food for the riders and for the catering, to, you know, to looking at removing plastic from the supply chain. There's all these kind of things. And again, with that stuff, it's not just about the impact, you know, in CO2 per kilogram that is removed from the tour. It's about people coming to that event and seeing this different way of doing things and going, so this is possible then. Or even, why are they doing that? Oh, they're doing that because of this. The most powerful thing individuals can do, and the most powerful thing, you know, smaller artists can do when they're starting out, is use their voice, is use their platform, is use their power, inform, educate, kind of share, you know, and support the artists when they do speak out. You know, if an artist speaks out and you agree with what they're saying, make it clear you agree with what they're saying, even if it's just a like on the social post. But if we can go to the powers that be and say, we've done all of this, you now need to step up and do this, and we have the powers of the fans behind us going, yeah, we want all this stuff as well, then it's a much more powerful argument than just sitting here going, well, until you do that, we're not going to do anything. And to the credit, the music industry is doing lots, a hell of a lot. And it's doing more and more every day, and artists are coming forward more and more every day and getting involved. So we're on the right track. And if the fans engage with that as well, we're a very powerful force, and we can wield that power for a very good thing.
Now, back to last night at the Tram Shed.
Yes, make sure you prepare yourselves and settle in for a performance from Afro Cluster.
Yes, Immersed, how you doing? Yeah. It's a little line check, a little warm up, like this, like that. Yeah. Cause we only need a break time. No reverb, without a doubt. Seem to be your theme for the heavy workload. Switching through projects like a lost toad. Dreams of being rich, cruising a salute tweet turbo. More so the fact that I'm a poor flow. Born and raised in the place with the grind don't stop. Hustle every day till the day you drop. That's okay, as long as you double up the paycheck. That's not the case in this game of chess. Better be smart enough, rest to keep you mentally sharp. Never know the next man's step, don't be alarmed when they show you respect or to your motives. Try them with charm, deception, dressed in nice garb, holding a pile of regret. If it's all go, no time to reflect. Man, miss the memo, protect your neck. Best keep them cards close to your chest. Look forward, reminisce, throwbacks. Counterfront, both ends, no wax. Slow down, reflect, relax. We all need a break sometime. Look forward, reminisce, throwbacks. Counterfront, both ends, no wax. Slow down, reflect, relax. Sometimes you never know the true value of a moment till it's over. Now sober looking back, what's I know been good and bad. You're hoping it'll open more doors when you reach the shores of promised land. No remorse, work hard, reap the reward. Recharge and restore, and don't ignore signs of fatigue. Easily leads to all sorts of diseases. A regular sleep if you want to achieve the best things in life. They say comes for free. Some still bark up the wrong tree, full off like Humpty Dumpty. Think I can't unsee, makes me spark it up like a jump lead. Start the engine, the gremlins back with a vengeance. Ever ready for another session? If it's not yet to express progression, get the step in. Look forward, reminisce, throwback.
Check.
Jack Mack on the saxophone. Tram Shed, Immersed Festival. Look forward, reminisce, throwbacks. Kind of burn both ends, no wax. Slow down, reflect, relax. We all need a break sometime. Look forward, reminisce. Kind of burn both ends, no wax. Slow down, reflect, relax. We all need a break. We all need a break sometime. We all need a break sometime. We all need a break sometime. Yeah, nah. And like this, yeah, we all need a break. We all need a break. We all need a break. We all need a break sometime. Yeah. Yes, Immersed Festival. Say what? Check 1, 1, 2, like this. Jack Mac on the front back, hit it one time. Come on. Right about now, we just sound check the microphone. Up on stage now, we got the brass section from Afro Cluster stepping in. Yeah, we thought we'd warm up that way. As I said earlier, for anyone who just walked in, obviously you're coming in, there's no drums, there's no bass, there's no guitar, there's no keys. We're missing them. But the rest of us could do it. A few of us got hit by COVID, but the rest of us are here, so we're gonna have a party. We're called I'll just say half Afro Cluster now, because there's obviously half of us here. But how you guys doing? Yeah, big up. Thanks for having us at Immersed Festival again. We've got about half an hour, so we're just going to crack on with what we got for you. Enjoy. Straight to the waistline. It's one featuring McGoogle. Sister, Asha J. No wait until they're really affected before I start retaliating. They said this life that making you free, but really this one is as the majority. Gentrification applied with authority, making you look in the mirror. Do it for me, uncompromised integrity. Easy to believe the hands I feed. Hypocrisy and democracy. They pull the trigger like I'm nobody. Injustice for broken families. Handle the heat like a Fulani. Now I'm forced to get a degree. No be for everybody. Challenge yourself with every opportunity. Get used to the scrutiny. Choose to do things differently. Never lose your identity. Those that tend to be sheep, let them like sheesh. So when they want to be teach, nothing but love on the streets. So I be king, go see the nature of the beast. Every day, no be Facebook. Chatting your shit on the gram, communicate. You don't feed the unit tweets. Don't push it on the streets. Open your mind. If you're not you go find. You put your face on the time. Your state of mind. Bringing you light, you go shine. Doesn't put state to the mind. No. Thinking the back and yeah. Don't understand the fear. Try to sin. To try again. No one else stay in your lane. Stay in your vein. What do they do? No one will do you like you. Stay in your vein. Relax. Cause everything gonna be cool, don't worry about them. The life that you chose, nobody knows tomorrow. The young shall grow, that should not be so. You should be blessed from head to the toe. You put the reference, so in the know. You're in a ration, so they go pro. These come out and I open and close, now open and close.
I wouldn't say anything makes Afro Cluster better than of the band live. I would just say we bring something something, not the word fresh, but something eclectic, eclectically fresh, basically, in the sense that it's that fusion of jazz, funk, hip hop, Afrobeat, which I think is good for Wales. It's just energy, fun, and just general vibes, really. Lots of interaction. I don't think I've had a bad experience in a bad live sort of show experience with an Afro Cluster show, just generally because for some reason people enjoy it and they tend to give us that idiom. It's a kind of like tit for tat. So it always feels like an Afro Cluster performance is something that is for most ears. I think majority of people who come to shows, there's always something, big brass section, solid rhythm section, you've got cuts, you've got vocals and MC, which the MC's not so great, but everyone else is solid. But yeah, it's one of those things. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm buzzing about the fact that the BBC Six Music Festival's coming to Cardiff. It's big, it's great for Cardiff, and especially on that sort of angle of Cardiff wanting to be more of a music city.
And now it's time to pay our third visit to Immersed Conversed, where a handsome presenter and Zoe caught up with Basic State. Hello and welcome to Immersed Conversed. On this show, we'll be talking to Basic State about their music, the festival itself, and how it feels to be a musician in Cardiff.
The city of music.
I'm your host, Ellis Williams.
And I'm your host, Zoe Coleman. And once again, we'll be chatting to Basic State. So fellas, can you please introduce yourselves and the position that you play in the band?
I'm Harvey, I sing and play rhythm guitar.
I'm Yasin, and I play bass.
Cool.
Very hip. I like it. So, how does it feel to be part of the Immersed shows then, boys?
It's good. It is good, man. Now being picked up by, BBC Radio 6 and that, it's something to really be proud of. And playing at the Tram Shed as well, such a massive venue, prestigious venue. So many names have played there before. It's nice to be a part of that now.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool.
Cool. Any input from you? Yes?
Yeah, no, it's always been a dream for me to play a Tram Shed. Yeah.
Oh. So, aside from Tram Shed, what other venues in Cardiff are your top faves to play in?
Well, Club Moon, definitely. Yeah. They're good fun. I mean, played there a few times. Vulcan quite a bit.
There's some we haven't played yet that I would really like to, like Porters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprised you haven't done that yet.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Let me know. So, what inspired you to get into the Cardiff music scene?
Well, obviously, we came here for university, met at uni, and coming here was a massive step up, being from a small town. So having all this with everything going on, with all the venues, how lively it is, feels good. Feels good to finally step into something a little bit than nothing town.
Well, I'm from Caerphilly, so we were always coming down here for every gig. And seeing the great bands coming from the valleys from the 90s, like Manic Street Preachers and Stereophonics. It's just got a really good scene down here. Yeah. It's really class.
I like it.
So how would you say that COVID has affected your band's performance over the last couple years?
Well, we had a gig booked in Treforest for I think it was the Saturday before the Monday that everyone went into lockdown, which was fun. So obviously that got cancelled. So we got ready and raring to go with a few gigs lined up, and then obviously same as everyone else, but they got cancelled.
Yeah.
So then our first EP got released during lockdown, so it didn't have as much hype as we wanted it to have. But yeah, so it's kind of put a little dampener on everything, pushed things back. Started gigging in September for the first time, so pushed everything back by 2 years. Which kind of sucks.
Oh, I hate it.
But ever since it's been over, been doing absolutely fine, to be honest. Yeah. It's been so much better.
Happy days, but only up from you.
Yeah, only up from you. Exactly.
Right.
The only way is up.
If you were to decide on a band or an artist, you would either like yourself to be compared to, or other people to compare you to. What band would you like to be compared to?
That's a good question. I'd like to be compared to.
Aye. I mean, not one you want, like you think you
best.
are compared.
The best one going would be nice.
I feel like we probably have very different ideas.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got some like Arctic Monkeys elements, like every other indie band under the sun.
Yeah.
Same with Oasis, like. But I mean, Claws is quite a fun one.
Yeah, Claws.
You know, I've been following them quite a bit.
Would you say like Arctic Monkeys and all are your favourite bands, or do you have a different favourite band?
So, well, they were a favourite band when I started like writing tunes for the first time back when I was like 16. So they've heavily influenced how I do things now.
Same.
Exactly. Everyone's the same, isn't it? But no, like now it's completely different. I mean, Sam Fender's definitely up there at the moment. Lyrically, just brilliant. Guitar-wise as well. Are you?
Well, with indie rock, I think some of the smaller bands like the Rails as well. Really, I like how a lot of bands have mixed like indie and punk. It's quite interesting. I'd like to go more down that road.
Yeah. Do you get stage fright then, boys, every now and then, or?
Every now and then. Never used to.
No.
And then, obviously, like lockdown with the break, you're doing it regularly.
Yeah.
Came back. Well, our first gig was in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So like we travelled all that way in a small room with like 40 people in it. We were all there to see the band that were bigger than us that went on before us for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit like, oh God, what are we supposed to do here? But now, we're pretty much all right now, aren't we?
No, I don't get that much anymore at all, no.
Do you not even have like a nervous pee before you go on? Or?
Oh, you got it.
You got it. Nervous pee, yeah.
Get out your system.
Can't do it on stage.
No, you're not wrong. So given the success of the band over the past couple of years now, well, since COVID's been lifted, all that sort of thing, where would you see you guys in 10 years?
Well, 10 years is
Pushing
a
the
long
boat
time. Yeah. Well, I hope we're still in the band together.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Still.
Nice.
Hopefully by then we'll have had some bit of success.
Yeah, gone touring across, UK.
Anywhere he wants it. Yeah. That's the goal, at least for the next couple of years, is just get out there and play as many things as possible. So,
What's like your dream venue to be performing in?
Ooh. I mean, to be honest, I remember like places like the O2 Academies, like the Institute in Birmingham, like Brixton, like places like that would be absolutely insane to be able to be involved in stuff like that. Like, I mean, obviously here you've got like Motorpoint, like main stage at Tramshed as well. Like that would be out of this world.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, gotta ask. Anyways, name your band. What's it about?
You tell me.
I haven't got a clue. That's what I'm asking.
Well, our old singer came to us one day and went, "Oh, boys,
I forgot about it.
I'm watching a film and this is a quote from this film that we still don't know what that film is.
No.
We forgot what it was.
No. One day we'll watch it and be like, that's fucking
That's my band. Yeah. No, it was Basic State of Mind, and then it got shortened on a vote and on a flip of a coin, apparently. Yeah. So here we are.
Would you guys feel like there is a theme, like a long-running theme going amongst your band?
Oh.
So say, for example, Catfish, they're all black and white. So what would you say?
All our like photos have been quite, for our like single releases have been quite similar, like blurry kind of street photos.
Because like our first EP was very much, because I wrote it like during sixth form, it was very much like going out, house parties, kind of student kind of vibe. So a lot of the photos that we've got for singles on that are like the same photo laid on top, like just moves a little bit, so it looks a little bit like drunk almost.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, which is funny now, because like one of our favourite bands, the Snots, have started doing that as well. It's like
they copied us.
I'm coming for you, Jack Cochran.
How rude.
Nah.
Is there anything like either when you're writing songs or you go to see bands, is there any like musical dislikes that you have, collectively or just individually?
The 1975.
That's it.
Bill would agree.
What is it about Matty Healy that you hate?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like a nice man.
The industry plant, isn't he?
That was on Benidorm.
Right. What would you say then, boys, sustainability means to you? Obviously, that's a big running theme of this festival.
Yeah.
It's very important, and I don't think it gets addressed enough, especially in the music scene. Yeah. So pushing that forwards more is very important.
So with the music bit being touched upon, how do you feel that the music industry are like combating sustainability? Like, do you think there's more that they could be doing to like be more sustainable?
I think there's always more to be done. There's always going to be more that you can do, like within reason, obviously. But like using like fuel seems to be like a big part of it, like lugging all your stuff around. So maybe like try and cut down on like fossil fuels. And, you know, but it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to get from A to B.
Yeah, recyclable paper is always a good one.
Yeah.
Like for flyers and that.
Yeah.
I like it. But anyways, in 2020, we saw the release of your debut EP, The Morning After the Night Before. Classic. I like it. Yeah, and in 2021, we saw the Russell Street recordings, the acoustic ones, and obviously your new single, You're in Town. Classic. I like it. So
thank you.
Obviously, those are that was 2 years ago and last year. So what can we expect from you this year?
This year we recorded late last year.
Yeah,
we recorded another EP. It's like a second proper one, then, if you will. Yeah. Down in Bognor, of all places.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice little south coast. Yeah. But should be coming out in the next couple of months, like 4 high energy tracks.
Yeah.
That we're quite happy with. You know. Should be good. We've been playing them now for a few months since like October, November maybe.
I like it.
So if you've ever seen us, you will have heard them. Won't remember them, but there's a way to do it. Yeah.
So, great question. What are you choosing in a meal deal? Going to Tesco's, what are you picking?
I think the last one I got was the chicken salad club.
Oh,
yeah, with salt and vinegar McCoys. What are you putting that face for?
Tasteless.
Probably that salt and vinegar they taste of. It's on the packet.
Gotta go Monster Munch, yeah.
Then like your breath smells for the rest of the day.
Brush your teeth afterwards.
And then like drink wise, probably like Pepsi Max.
Is it?
Depending on if it's like if I need it, Monster or something, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta get the bacon and egg triple. Most value for money.
Yeah. Can't eat egg, man. Can't do it.
Bacon and egg.
He's allergic.
Get in.
Sucks there.
No mayonnaise.
God, that'd be a bit rubbish to be allergic to egg.
Yeah. Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Wee wee.
What happens if you do eat egg? Like, how bad does it
throw up?
Oh, no. That's not good.
I've seen it happen.
Can't wait.
But anyways, unfortunately, that is all we have time for. Sorry, folks, but
That's all right.
Definitely we'll be seeing you playing in the Moon.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Happy days.
And obviously over at Tramshed.
Yes.
Lovely jubbly.
Well, we've been Immersed Conversed, and they've been Basic State. Thanks for having us. I've been Ellis Williams.
And I've been Zoe Coleman.
And playing us out is Basic State.
I get stuck on the feeling that I won't be here for a long time. No, fixed on the notion that from all this time I'm getting far too old. Staring up at the ceiling, thinking of all the times I could have sold my soul. I found nothing, cause I'm getting bored of doing what I'm told. I found everything at once. It won't be the same. I could never have enough. I won't ever change. I will always be the one that wants to take you home. You will see me down the road, my friend. Tonight will be the best we've ever known. I get stuck on the feeling that I don't think that I will be satisfied. Fixed on the notion if I play it safe then I'll get on alright. Staring up at the ceiling, thinking of all the things I do to pass the time. I found nothing, I ain't gonna be the one that wastes this life. I found everything at once. It won't be the same. I could never have enough. I won't ever change. I will always be the one that wants best we've ever.
Hello and welcome back to Immersed TV The Sessions. I'm your host Chris Stonage, and today I've got the absolute pleasure of being with the guys from User Busy. So guys, would you just like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Bron and I am the lead singer of User Busy.
I'm Libby and I'm the drummer of User Busy.
I'm Alice and I play bass for User Busy.
I'm Jack, I play guitar for User Busy.
I'm Connor and I play guitar for User Busy.
First of all, I just want to know how you guys first got together really, and what was the first inspiration behind you guys starting your own band?
So in the lockdowns, that started in 2020, Connor came to live with me and my parents, and we would spend all the time in my parents' basement just writing songs, and I had not tried singing or lyric writing before really, apart from like just inside my bedroom when I was growing up. So I thought, you know, fuck it, why not give it a go? Me and Connor created pretty much a whole album's worth of material. Then we started jamming with Libby when we like finally got back into uni in our second year, and then we asked Jack to do some like production for us, and the production was so great we were just like, fuck it, join, you know. And then Alice joined shortly after as well.
So guys, so you all write your own songs and you have different impacts on each song that you write. So in terms of individually, how do you influence the process?
I normally start with just me and my guitar and my laptop, and I got a really basic setup, so I just record very bad quality demos to be like the start of a song maybe, sometimes a whole song, and then I'll send it to Bron, and Bron will put some lyrics and melodies down, and then since Jack's been in the band we just send it over to you and you make it sound a lot better.
Yeah, and then after that, like I think I'll sit down with it and I'll kind of I say I'll sit down. We'll all sit down together and I'll fiddle with stuff and try this until we're happy with it, and then we'll bring it into practice and we'll play it with Alice and Libby. And then often they'll come up with stuff and I'll go, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, our like writing process is so like mishmash, because when it was like just me and Connor, and then slowly as people joined, it was like, you know, we had to think about the process more and more. Like when we went to write stuff ourselves, when there were more people in the band, we thought, hang on, I shouldn't really be writing that because, you know, there's another person to like add their flair to it now. So
more of a band effort now.
Yeah, definitely.
For drums, Jack usually sends me the demo, and then I listen to it, and then when we're in the actual practice room, I like add bits and we work on it together.
You keep the same groove normally,
Yeah.
at the same timing, but it's like you'll just do little Libby magic.
Yeah.
Every now and again.
But quite often Libby will hear the like drum MIDI and she'll go, that's not physically possible.
Yeah.
I don't have six arms.
I do have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, you kill it.
Yeah, well, it varies very much depending on what song we're writing, but often, sometimes it'll be in the studio. Jack will usually come up with a simple bass line and I just expand on it and make it better. Or sometimes we're in rehearsal and we're writing stuff, and Connor and Jack will be writing riffs and coming up with it, and I just sort of listen and I come up with my own little bits.
So how excited are you guys to be performing at Immersed? I mean, with BBC Radio 6 Fringe involved, it's going to be amazing. So yeah, what's the feelings?
We're really excited, as you can probably imagine. This is the biggest venue we've played yet, so to be working with BBC Radio 6 is like a massive achievement for us, and we're really proud to be part of it. I think right now as well, the band are mainly focused on this being fun. We don't want it to become like a job for us. We don't want it to be too stressful. So I think as long as we're enjoying ourselves, having a great time, we'll go out on stage and kill it and just have fun.
So also, like we've got a single coming out. It'll be out now, called Secrets. We are super excited to play that and show everyone what we've done, because it's. I think I speak for everyone when I say it's like the most proud we've been of a song, quite some way. So we're very excited to get that out and show everyone what we've done.
A massive thank you to User Busy for joining us today and Immersed the Sessions. You can stream their new single Secrets, which they did perform at the Immersed Festival. You can watch that now.
Secrets.
Selling lies and weaving lines of mischief with big consequences. Money means nothing to me. Money means nothing to me. Money means nothing to me. My currency is secret. I know you know the words. Edward's cold, but I've thought of falling into spaces where the eyes of God are scared to roam and recognize my faces. You're the same, but you are stuck in her head just for safety. It's clear that she is just a fool that keeps up your husband. Money means nothing to me. Money means nothing to me. Money means nothing to me. Oh, my currency is secrets. My currency is secrets. My currency is secrets.
Thank you.
Now, as a musician myself, I find it extremely lucky to be based in Cardiff, as the opportunities here are endless. But one thing you may or may not have known about Cardiff is that it's officially known as the City of Music. But what exactly does that mean?
In terms of like other cities in the UK, like Cardiff is quite unique just because it's got a Welsh language scene. In terms of things that separate different kind of indie stuff that goes on in other areas, I think it's quite cool that, you know, in Cardiff you've got loads of bands mixing together, you know, in different kind of languages and stuff.
I think people who come to like Cardiff or Wales generally, again, I think you can extrapolate everything you say about Cardiff across Wales, but people in Cardiff tend to just go fucking crazy. Like they tend to go insane.
Also, I've heard that like in comparison to places like, I don't know, London, Cardiff, you know, people kind of get on with each other and like to support each other.
Again, I think it stems from that sense of community, and crowds in Cardiff sort of identify going crazy at the show is like a good support element of like supporting a band. Like it's not enough just to turn up, you have to like look like you're enjoying yourself and really get involved, you know what I mean? So
die-hard fans, yeah, the fans go crazy, especially the Merthyr crew. Big up, you know who you are. And the West Wales crew as well.
Yes.
They go hard. And the Blackwood crew.
Yeah, the Blackwood
My boys
crew.
represent. The fans go crazy in this country.
You see it in all aspects of the arts now, especially in Wales, like people embracing their Welshness no matter what form it is. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's amazing to see.
If someone's rude or obnoxious about me singing in Welsh, I could not give a, I don't know, whatever, if you catch my drift.
Everyone's not afraid to do their own thing in Cardiff and in Wales especially. I feel like everyone's got their own little niche and they're proud of that, and they're, you know, working on their own thing, which I think is something to be proud of.
We take influence from other like genres of music, obviously, and that, but I think we make it our own just purely from being Welsh and from being from Cardiff, you know, or like whatever part of Wales you're from. Actually, because it's not just Cardiff.
Well, absolutely, get involved. I mean, that's the thing. You know, we are a community. No matter if you're a DJ, a musician, a promoter, a club.
And there's some great things to come out of Cardiff, to be honest. There's a big grime scene here, which I pay attention to.
Yeah, it's always been a city that's loved this music, and we've got so many amazing venues that it's we're glad that they finally come here and we're making it happen.
There isn't any other experience about that apart from that connection that you get when you go to live music. There isn't anything on the same par really as live music emotionally. So music has a real empathy and a connection, I think. I think that's the most important thing about it.
When I started writing in Welsh, I remember going to some Welsh kind of gigs and I was like, oh, I could do this, so I'm going to do it. Bands like Datblygu, like Alsmidiad, like, I don't know, there's so many like ones which were back in the day, which, you know, are just amazing.
It's definitely, it's authentic and it's special, especially if you can hear a Welsh accent on a song.
We're Cardiff and we should be proud of that fact. We should hold and grasp onto our heritage.
Artists in the past, do you think had the biggest impact on Cardiff and Welsh music?
I think it's probably got to be Gwenno. She's got that mural painted on the side of Clwb Bach, that's her face. And I think she has broken so many boundaries because she sings purely in Cornish and in Welsh. Yeah, she's had international acclaim and she's played like everywhere in Cornish, you know, I think that's amazing.
I would probably lay that at the feet of the Manics. They typify really a lot of the Welsh spirit. Unfortunately, they probably had to go outside of Wales for a lot of it, which is the same story. There was a small amount with the Stereophonics when that happened. And what tends to happen is a band becomes successful and then everything kind of moves from Wales, you know. But I would definitely say the Manics, their values, and they have put their money back into the city and Wales as well. They're just good guys.
Thinking back to when I was like younger and what got me into music, I think the massive like emo scene that was back in the day, bands like Bullet for My Valentine, Funeral for a Friend, like and you know the Blackout and stuff like that. I remember getting into that kind of, you know, rock music and stuff like that. Also you've got the Manics and you've got newer bands that have kind of broke recently, like Boyzooka, Buzzard. Like Cardiff is like a big village, I reckon. Everyone knows everyone and it's quite nice, you know what I mean?
I mean, you've got the obvious ones like the Stereophonics and the Manics. Tom Jones. I think a lot of people sound like Stereophonics, especially a lot of Merthyr bands.
I think it's also a motivation more than anything to see a Welsh artist being able to do it.
Yeah, the pride, innit?
Yeah.
When they see like another Welsh, like when a Welsh band comes out, like the whole nation gets behind them usually. Like with Shirley Bassey.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Like people talk about that and Welsh people feel like a sort of emotional connection to them just because they're from the small country. So, like Chesko said, it's more of a pride thing than shaping the music. It's like, if Stereophonics can do it with their music.
I remember coming to watch Pretty Vicious when I was 16 in the Globe, and I thought, like, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Milk,
yeah.
Milk, constantly playing the Moon Club.
And Hippie Cat as well. They were like the first band that blew me away in Cardiff. Because they were sort of doing the music that we envisioned ourselves doing. So I was like, shit, that is fucking beast. They used to dress up as crazy dudes, so yeah, I think they inspired me, definitely.
I like loads of bands from Wales at the minute. You know, Buzzard and Panic Shack are doing amazing things. Yeah, Buzzard and Panic Shack, I think.
If I had to put it down to one, I'd say there's clearly artists that have been very big in the Welsh scene for a long time, like Traumatic, like Local. I'd say probably the newest, like the hottest new artist of the year is definitely Makes the Grade, if I had to put it down to one. But there's so many that are doing well. Raz Kid, Venus, Juice Manis, all those artists killing them, to be fair.
I mean, there's that guy Makes the Grade, right? I think he's coming to like South by Southwest with us and stuff. He's doing amazingly.
The opening night at Tramshed, I mean, I've seen Mace several times. He's always brilliant, but you know, Faith has got an absolutely fantastic voice. I'm looking forward to seeing her in person.
At this current moment in time, where we are right now, I'm gonna have to say Asteroid Boys, and they brought people like Sunny Double One and Makes the Grade along on that ride with them really early out, looking after artists like that. And it just sent off a trajectory. Prime example, Panic Shack, yeah, that I'm wearing here on my t-shirt. They saw their mates in bands and all their mates were blokes. And they were like, if our mates can do it, we can have a go. And look at them, they're fucking fantastic, do you know what I mean?
When people are on a mad one and they're at house parties, obviously Traumatic is what people play when they're session. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know how much of an impact he's had on the UK, let alone Wales. Like, you don't have to search far and wide. Someone's going to be too Traumatic, like that guy.
Afro Cluster were my record of the year last year with their album. I mean, that was my Welsh Music Prize pick. So to see them play that live would be great.
I'm working with a couple of guys called the Bug Club who are really great right now, and I think they're just at the beginning. Like, I mean, they're playing like loads of shows around the country and just selling shows out, which is insane. And they're not from Cardiff, but they come from a place called Roggett.
There's still loads of bands popping off, new bands coming through in Cardiff.
Yeah, man.
Seems strong.
I really rate Dactyl Terror, and I think, and also Bandicoot as well, because they're pushing strong. They're from, well, Bandicoot are from Swansea originally, and they've come to the Cardiff scene and ripped the fucking hole in it, to be honest.
Yeah, nice guys as well. I also like Melft.
Yeah, Mesh. Come on, bruv. Gotta get that Welsh language down, mate.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, we haven't seen many gigs in the last couple of years. So all the newer bands I've kind of seen posters of and things and videos, but I've not actually been able to go and see them in the flesh. I love going to see them. Being like, what chord is that he's playing, bro?
Ever dead to me, I didn't mean nothing to you, but I never really lived the truth. And I was looking at it like it, I was never looking for nothing, never really looking for that proof. But at the end of the day, I was gonna put those thoughts to bed and never put you behind. But I know that I never really expected to find what I found, and I was mine. I don't know what I really thought about it, how I really went about that, lies, those truths. And I was thinking about it like, does it even really matter left to you? Cause I was never really there in the first place. I was never digging it, I was never real. I don't know what you were saying and how you were gonna be, how you were really gonna feel. You got a lot of things on your mind, they're stuck in your temple. And I was looking at it, I was thinking to myself, how the fuck am I not going mental? About the things that you thought and the things that you said, and you never really bought that time. And I was thinking, oh my god, why the fuck are you just there? Why you're always just on my mind? I don't know what to say, I don't know how to even feel. I know that we'll be going on, I know it's not real. And it never really was. Anyway. You You was always running from the past. I was looking like you really wanna be there, but you're always dipping. And I was on that tightrope. I'm running, but I know that I can feel myself still slipping. And then I know that I should have been better, forgetting all the things I should have really said to myself. And I just know that you being in my life right there, right beside me, it's not good for my health. And I was looking like you thinking that you was just yourself. And I was looking like, does it even really matter? Were you looking like a baking up the batter? Like I really couldn't say too much. Maybe I was thinking I was stuttering just like I was. Like an even second ago, you was always letting go. I was never really there, it doesn't matter. Like it never even matters anyway, never mattered too much. I don't know too much and I was always in a rush to overlive those days, overlive those days. I know I could have been there in that moment too much, but it made me double dutch on what I thought, what I really thought I.
And now it's time to pay our final visit over to Immersed Conversed.
Oh, what a lucky girl you were to be working with such a handsome presenter. I wonder what that was like.
Insufferable, apparently.
And welcome to Immersed Conversed. Today joining us we have the band Slums. They'll be talking about their music, the Immersed Festival and what it's like to be a musician in Cardiff.
The city of music.
I am your host Zoe Coleman.
And I'm your host Ellis Williams. And sitting beside us right now is Slums from Cardiff.
Hello.
Well, hello boys.
All right.
Hiya.
Hiya. Welcome back, man I've never met.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. So, how are you all today? Chilling?
Good. All good, yeah.
Time killing?
Hot?
Boiling.
It is a bit hot, yeah.
Would you like to do us the honours of introducing yourselves, please?
I'm Connor and I'm a singer in Slums.
I'm Harry and I'm the drummer. I'm Yasin and I'm the guitarist.
Happy days, I like it. So, how does it feel to be a part of the show then, boys, in Tramshed? You excited?
Yeah, very excited. The Tramshed's like one of the best venues I've been in Cardiff, obviously, because it's like the biggest one. But yeah, it's going to be class to play there, especially with all the other bands on there. They're all...
What other bands in particular are you guys looking forward to seeing? And if you would like, you can have a flyer. Have it. Go on, then. Classic. Take one, pass it on. Might as well.
I'm excited for Terrapins again.
Yeah,
despite playing multiple shows with them. But yeah,
they are great.
They're really great.
Is there any local bands in particular that you like playing with?
Yeah,
Basic State. Great band. The drummer's amazing.
Anyone but Basic State. Terrapins, User Busy are really good as well. Really
yeah. Oh, happy days. So what inspired you anyways to get into the Cardiff music scene?
Just wanting to be part of any music scene. Coming to Cardiff, there's, seeing quite a few venues about at the time. Yeah, it was quite exciting to actually be able to play in places.
How do you feel COVID has affected your experience as musicians in Cardiff?
Well, we didn't have any gigs cancelled because of COVID, I don't think.
Well, I think we kind of started just before COVID anyway.
We did a couple online festivals and stuff like that. It just wasn't the same.
No.
But as soon as it all ended, we were out there playing all these gigs. It's been great ever since.
Have you guys done many gigs then, since, everything's been back up and running?
Yeah, we've done a few in Cardiff, did a festival in Gloucester, that was great.
Shout outs to Loadfest.
Where else we played? The Ukrainian Social Club
on my road at home.
That was great.
Before the conflict.
Yeah.
Before that.
Happy days.
Yeah, we played quite a few in Cardiff now. Like
Newport.
Yeah, we played in Newport as well at the pub. That's the first one, like an actual venue outside of Cardiff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, happy days. Is there any bands then, obviously for the audience that don't know you, is there any bands you like to compare yourself to or wish other people would compare yourself to?
What, like local or like?
It could be anyone in the world.
Anyone in the world.
Dead or alive?
Well, I think when we started, we were all big fans of Idols. So that's where it came. But ever since then, like Black Midi has been a big influence in my
and
music. Shame, yeah.
And like Sports Team, things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of bands like that, really.
Is there any band in particular that you would say is your favourite?
My favourite is probably Black Country New Road at the moment.
Yeah, they're class. I would say Sonic Youth, stuff from the 90s is quite big for me. Yeah.
What about you, Will?
Any loud band is good in my book.
It's Death Grips. Death Grips.
What would you guys say it was like a mind-blowing, eye-opening time of your life for like music? So say you went to a gig, when, like, what made you want to perform and go down the music career path?
Nothing else to do, really.
That's not a question, to be fair.
Yeah, you must have had one gig that you went to.
I don't know.
When you were younger.
Seeing, yeah, I didn't listen to music that much when I was quite young. But like when I was like 17, I actually properly started listening to music and things. Okay. And then I saw like Idols at Truckfest in Oxfordshire. That was like a big thing that was like made me want to perform.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I saw the Village People. Never the same.
And you came out.
Anyways, Colin, I've seen you cut in some absolute shapes on stage. So I've got to ask, did you get stage fright at all, or?
When I know what I'm doing, I'm all good.
Yeah.
When I know the songs, which we do now, yeah, I'm all good. If I don't know a song 100%, that's when I'm a bit like, you know, if I don't know what I'm doing. But I mean, yeah, once you know the songs, I feel like when I'm on stage, I just do what I do.
What if you just wing it? And who's going to know?
Yeah, exactly.
No one's heard the songs before.
Yeah, exactly. Half the songs people don't know, so like, and I'm adding different bits sometimes, so I could just. There's a couple of times I've forgotten a whole verse, so I've just made it up on the spot and things like that. Because once you know the songs, you know what it's about, so you can just
wing it,
make it up. Yeah.
Well, since you all started so young, well, obviously younger than you, but where do you reckon you'd see yourself in 10 years?
That's a hard one.
She's still alive.
Still poor.
Hopefully still in slums,
yeah, maybe.
Where would be like a dream venue in Cardiff to perform, or even pushing the boat out further outside of Cardiff? Where would you love to perform as a band?
I think Bunkhouse in Swansea is something that I'm looking at soon, hopefully to try and play. That's a really nice venue. Exchange in Bristol would be really good as well.
My dream would be playing the Windmill.
The Windmill,
even though it's tiny. But yeah, that'd just be amazing. Because there's so many bands that have come out of there that we're inspired by, really. Or me. Yeah.
Well, obviously your band's named Slums. Why is it called Slums?
You'd have to ask Morgan, who isn't currently on the Slums. I think it was an old suggestion from one of his bands he used to be in. Yeah. And then it was like SLUMS, was he? And then we said, let's make it cool.
Yeah.
Put his head on a couple of ends. That was it. Really.
Mad. Is it like an overarching like theme you've got to your work or to your band?
Complaining.
Yeah, it's a lot of complaining.
It's a lot of moaning and getting annoyed at stuff. I think it's changing a bit now. I haven't written many like complainy songs as much.
What would you say sustainability means to you then, boys?
Cool, what does it mean to you?
Are you avid Depop shoppers?
To be fair, I bought a couple of things off Depop.
I mean, that's a start, isn't it?
Oh my god.
I steal all my clothes off my dad, so I feel like that's quite sustainable.
That's recycling, isn't it?
Yeah, that's recycling.
I bought quite a lot of clothes from charity shops and things.
That's pretty sustainable.
Quite a good thing.
Do you walk about with a tote bag?
I got a Rough Trade tote bag. Yeah, I bought some records in Rough Trade in Bristol.
Nice.
You've been pretty quiet. What does sustainability mean to you?
He fly tips every day.
I am at Easteen on the world's health, you know. No, I mean, I do my best. Turn the lights off when I'm not in the room. That's as far as it goes. Really, so far.
Every little helps.
Yeah, it's all stepping stones, it's all baby steps. And then we're also going to ask, what's your meal deal? I know you've mentioned this prior to this, but yeah, for the both of you.
You're starving now, boys.
You're absolutely ravenous. You've just walked a massive trek from Tays to Tesco Express over there, and they've actually just restocked all the shelves. So it's not even you've got it at a bad time. You've got it at a cracking time at the pinnacle of the day.
Yeah.
So what would you go for?
What are you scrambling?
And they're releasing new stuff all the time now.
It's true.
Yeah.
I always get different stuff, you know. I sometimes get I'm unfaithful. Sometimes tuna sweet corn.
No.
Yeah, of course.
Pasta
sometimes
or
the hoisin duck wrap. There's like a Korean wrap thing, Korean inspired.
Yeah.
Apparently.
That's good stuff.
That's pretty good. maybe a Monster.
A Monster.
I get all sorts of crisps though. I'm always getting different.
So I always just get the same thing in a meal deal. I'm just boring.
What would be your like highest rated meal deal? So although you do switch it up,
your go-to.
what's the closest to 10 you've had?
I think the duck wrap, maybe like, I don't know. I feel like sweet chili, not sweet chili, the sun bites.
Oh, classic.
Or like skips. And then maybe like a Monster or something.
Fair. What are you saying?
The deli meat feast. It is the best.
Is it?
The best.
Fair.
That and the KFC crisps. Those.
Yeah.
That really doesn't surprise me.
What about a drink?
Amazing.
No drink.
No drink. Just spit.
Monster Ultra always.
It's a game.
There it is. So we did mention like what was your like mind-blowing moment that wanted you to take on the music career. So what's like the best gig you've attended and why?
Best gig I've ever attended.
Mine would be seeing the sports team in a pub on the road where they lived. They were going to have, it was in London, they put on like a free gig. They said it was going to be in their living room.
Yeah.
And my mate just happened to be going to speak to a record label person in London the next day, and his bassist wasn't going.
Yeah.
So I just got on the coach, went all the way to London, and then they played it in like a tiny pub, like completely packed out, and they were all like stood on tables and shit. The drummer got a cymbal to the head and was bleeding.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it all kicked off. So
That's class.
it was good though.
But that's the best, yeah.
That's the best gig.
So cheers guys, look forward to hearing you. And once again, this has been Immersed Conversed.
Shops will permeate your peace of mind. This is modern life. You can't afford anything, but you still buy and buy and buy. 3 for £1, buy one get one free. This one's on me. Don't be shy. Bye bye bye. Such a pity. In the city. Wait, your heart and cash. Unglorified fast food chain because you want to be thin. I don't care for fashion brands where all the clothes look the same. They just change the tag. 3 for £1. Buy one, get one free. This one's on me. Don't be shy. Bye, bye, bye. Such a pity. In the city. In the city. In the city. In the city. Hundreds of people milling around. Got to buy a cigarette. Got to buy some cleaner. Where did the time go? Oh, the shop was so nice. Oh, so racing. Oh, I guess those people return. 'Cause it was so long ago. I guess we find it hard to let go. Don't be shy. Bye bye bye. Such a pity. In the city. In the city. In the city. In the city. City shop, city kid, the city clothes, city film, city club, city prices, city club, city crisis.
And now, last but very much not least, we have our last performance of the night from Mace the Great.
I've been your host, Ellis Williams.
And I've been your host, Zoe Coleman.
And I've been Chris Stonage.
And you've been watching Immersed TV.
I am Mace the Great. We're in Cardiff City. This is Tramshed, Immersed Festival. Make some noise for Meanness on deck for me. Bow, bow, bow. All right, let's go, let's go. I do it for the people. All my day ones know what it is. Never changed up, never. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. Let's go, let's go. Alright, this is brand new. I need all my people with me. Mace the Great in a building. Tramshed, quick shutdowns. I do it for the people, all my day ones know what it is. Never changed up, never switched. I'm from the man, I'm from the bitch. Talking blessings and I'm rich. Tell me who you're loyal to. I'm just hoping that I'm on your list. And if I pull up with a crew, yeah. Would you keep it a secret or talk up the keep it a secret or talk up the things? I never changed up, never switched. I'm from the man, I'm from the bitch. Talking blessings and I'm rich. Tell me who you're loyal to. I'm just hoping that I'm on your list. And if I pull up with a crew, would you keep it a secret? We don't talk to police. Take that bass out your voice if you're talking to me. Feel like tracks so I'm sporting a piece in a corporate event, but I brung all the G's. They told me the dress code is formal. I came with a tracksuit mafia, of course. Still they pay me wages when I talk. Give a speech like I want to know. I ain't got my feet up, tearing the beat up. I set pace, they struggle to keep up. Didn't know about me, but then read up. Matching the scene up, get my P's up. I just want a pagan from far. And if it feels like it's forced, I won't take part. Run me a rhythm, I got bars, do it for the people. All my day ones know what it is. Never changed up, never switched. I'm from the man, I'm from the bits. Talking blessings and I'm rich. Tell me who you're loyal to. I'm just hoping that I'm on your list. And if I pull up with the crew, yeah. Would you keep it a secret or keep it a secret or talk up the things? I never changed up, never. I'm from the man, I'm from the bits. Talking blessings and I'm rich. Tell me who you're loyal to. I'm just hoping that I'm on your list. And if I pull up with the crew, would you keep it a secret or talk up the things? Killing it anytime that I roll through. I can't trust you. You couldn't keep a secret if I told you. Powered up like Goku for ransom if I let the goose. Tell me who you're loyal to. No trust issues in my crew. Do you wanna see me lose? Can't trust if you would tell her. I'm wavy like I mixed the any with ghosts. Really been the talk of the town. Shutting down for the fans in the crowd. Promoters can't try to give me the run round. They can never try getting me off task. Can't tell me about ends, my brother, I'm from that. Friends and family, that's facts. Check. Want to know what it is. Never changed up, never switched. I'm from the man, I'm from the bits. Talking blessings and I'm rich. Tell me who you're loyal to. I'm just hoping that I'm on your list. And if I pull up with a crew, yeah. Would you keep it a secret or talk up the keep it a secret or talk up the things? I never changed up, never. I'm from the man, I'm from the bits. Talking blessings and I'm rich. Tell me who you're loyal to. I'm just hoping that I'm on your list. And if I pull up with the crew, would you keep it a secret or talk up the Let's go, let's go, let's go. So I counter. I just dropped my side of the bridge and it was an EP, but it's coming like an album. It's like Please Stop Kill Black Man, got me shut by my window like Malcolm. X on my back like Virgil, outcast like I'm Andre 3000. I just dropped my side of the bridge. That's one bag of rhythms, no features. And I got one bag of rhythms on Jesus. Opt out, mask on, brain was. I show greatness live in the flesh. If I don't get a reload, I show the DJ my side of the decks. I'm in the plug, but it took time to connect. Can't tell me about patience. Swear down I could have been a bad boy if I went on board laying foundations. I'd have rumbled in the jungle like Allium. It was outrageous. Kill a radio set, kill stages. What makes me they can't make? I'm walking away, but I ain't Craig David. How many times have I shut down shop when I touch these beats? I might turn mad like Max. They can never Teddy Rock shot me. I'm getting tricked with this money and trees and the love comes fake. Don't let me just leave. Violate, then I make a sound boy retreat. Talk to me nice, talk to me properly. Every other day it's like racist police are killing my people for less. No cap, I'm vexed. Anytime I look back, I don't see progress. From the city of the bluebirds, but I swear down, I paint the town red. Cross the line like I overstepped. Way too raw, but I know for I put blood, sweat, tears in this. You're not on my level, still fearing risks. Best know who you're dealing with. And if I don't win, clear is fixed. Scared to death, scared to look this shook. Ain't no such thing as halfway. I came up in a Cardiff hood, put my city on the map, I done Cardiff. I just dropped my side of the bridge, only right that I say my side of the story. Can't tell me about no guts, no glory. My side of the bridge, my side of events. They can never come my side of the fence. If I draw for the mace, anytime I step is my side of the bridge. I got patience when they're wearing thin. I brought vibes anywhere I've been. I father them seas, that's parenting. Rate this fire, I know I shut down, I swear I did. Fucking hell, I shut down. Try to tell a man different, I swear I switched. I got blessings, so I count them. Just dropped my side of the bridge and it was an EP, but it's coming like an album. Like police love, kill black man, got me shot by my window like Malcolm. X on my back like Virgil, I'll cast like I'm on Drake 3000.